blessed family. Okay, so I can't tell you, I can't even begin to stress, I can't even begin to speak on what the Lord has revealed to me recently. So I want to speak on, I had touched on this before, and I want to speak on this again. I wanted to speak on the concept of demonic possession, how demons enter us, and the fact that they don't come by themselves. Okay, and the possible ways that they come in groups, like the and you can figure this out yourself. Okay, so God. So I had mentioned CERN and how CERN is a scientific place in, I think it's Switzerland, where they experimented with opening up the demonic portal to allow demons into our stratosphere. And it was successful, and nothing happens without the Lord's go ahead. So this somehow spiritually must have been kind of a permitted or allowed by God. Although God doesn't want us to go through certain things, he will allow it. He'll permit it to test us, right? Okay, so I always thought that lust entered people, and it's true, it can. Lust can enter a person first and then allow other demon entities into the person. But what I'm finding out is that lust, greed, pride, jealousy, all those things are they are linked. So let's just say we're trying to walk the straight and narrow walk, and we come across an opportunity to steal something from someone. That is a spirit of greed and covetousness. So you're looking to take something that belongs to somebody else, and especially if your life is fine and you want something else, you'll invite the spirit of greed into you. Okay? So that spirit of greed will put you in a position to envy people. So the spirit of envy comes in. So you'll see someone with something, you'll want it. You might not be satisfied with what you have. So that's a spirit of dissatisfaction, for a lack of a better word. With the spirit of greed, that's not just about money. That could be about relationships. So you could have a husband or a wife and be still looking to satisfy whatever is empty in you with another relationship or several relationships. Um there's so many different ways that demonic entities can enter us. But when you allow one in without checking it, then you're just setting up the situation or scenario to invite many others. Okay. So I think in my life, the initial demon entity that has overcome the people in my life has been greed. I don't even think it's about prestige or image. Oh, maybe that too. So pride and greed. Because there's people in my life that I'm so overwhelmed with right now with what I've discovered. Um, what I really want to talk about was the spirit of lust associated with greed. Okay. And that there is a young lady who has entered my life, and supposedly, if you believe in this is a scenario that has transpired over the course of many lifetimes. This young lady, I don't even know her. I don't know her. But she seems to have touched every aspect of my life. The churches I went to, my family, people who I've known years ago, anybody who I've encountered, she's touched their lives somehow and brought my name to them. The reason why this is a concern to me is that she's not educated. She can barely write a sentence. And I'm not saying this to be cruel. I've had to write documentations for her behalf before, because even though I don't know her well, I do know her father slash whatever you want to call her to him. And she's had her body done, which is to your anything you want to do with your body, that's fine. But the point of that is it's not been done because something was wrong. It's been done because her body was changed because she wanted to look a certain way. So enhanced her body. And it's a common thing nowadays. People do it. That's okay. But the point of of this is this. If she's not educated and she doesn't have any money, she doesn't really live anywhere. She's pretentious, which means she does a lot of things to make people perceive that she has something when she really doesn't. And instead of people researching this, they just take her word for face value because of what she looks like. Now, I could say it's her fault. It's all her. But what I'm going to say is it's not her. It's the way I'm going to put the blame on society as a whole, because there's no way that someone who's not educated, someone who has lack of compassion, someone who's manipulative, lies, cheats, can get away with disturbing the lives of so many people. This was a choice that people made to allow this person to do whatever they wanted, but based on just words, nothing backing it, no nothing. Not only getting people to think a certain thing, but coercing people to do things that could damage their life forever. This is a reflection of where our society is right now. What is important to us right now? What is important to us right now? Why is it that someone who hasn't been to school, not hasn't been to school, doesn't know much, cannot put a sentence together more off a paragraph? It's basically, if this person wants to get away with something, they just pull their top down, put on a little lipstick, and say a few words, make a couple promises, if you get my drift, and they can get away with anything. That's not a reflection of her. That's a reflection of our society right now. What's a priority to us? There's no substance. There doesn't have to be any substance to someone's personality. We as a society, I'm talking globally, have been programmed to believe foolishness. Because if someone could get away with that and bring nothing to the table, they have no work. They're not going to say, I'm going to go to school and better myself. I'm going to go get a job and get things, basically anything this person has acquired has been based on just what they look like, and it's all been bought. It's not even natural. So what does that say? It doesn't say anything about her. It says a whole bunch about us as a society. What's important to us. I'm so shocked. I'm shocked at the people. Well, you know what? I don't have to say much. I don't have to say much because very soon I'll be doing a video about how this went down when it actually goes down, because it's going to go down. Because my God does not sleep. He does not slumber. My life had been turned upside down. Upside down. Based on nothing factual. I'm discovering some things right now and I'm sitting here just living my life, and I've always been this way, just living my life. The only problem I've had is I've allowed people into my life that should never have been there. I would have been better off being by myself. Just not, and the thing is, though, right now in my healing journey, I am doing that, and it's so much more peaceful. It's so much more tranquil than it would be if I had people that were in my space. Why? Because people's morals and values are now skewed, tainted. People do things based on things that, to me, make no real sense. Based on the demons that they've allowed to manifest themselves in themselves and in their lives. How could I possibly, or anyone possibly, want to live a peaceful life and invite someone into their life who's governed by the spirit of lust, That means if they come into your life and they're governed by a spirit of lust, they might there's no boundaries. They could lust after anything, anyone, anytime. If it's someone who's governed by the spirit of greed, they take from somebody else, they'll take from you too. There's no boundaries about it. Someone governed by the spirit of manipulation, nothing they say can you take for face value. And people, I'm going to speak to men right now. Men, you have dropped the ball because you're supposed to be our leaders, our heads. You're supposed to be the heads of the home, the heads of our communities. And what you guys are doing, a lot of men are doing, and I'm including men who are in what we call the church right now. You are saying out of sight, out of mind. As long as people can't see it, it's okay. Like there's no God. Like God can't see. I'm going to tell you right now that the Lord can see. He sees everything that's happened. He sees everything that's happening right now. And he sees everything that's going to happen. And I'm positive the way that my God works, he's warned many people to stop what they're doing. And people have chosen not to listen because either not only do they invite either the spirit of fear, the spirit of lust or greed or pride into themselves, but when those demons come in, they invite other demons. So if it's a spirit of lust, it'll invite the spirit of pride, the spirit of superiority, covetousness, the spirit of manipulation. They come together, they come as a team. When one is working and they see there's a threat, they'll just call another one. So and the thing is though, we do have free choice. And like I said, the Lord always warns people, especially the people that claim to be for him. He warns them in advance. And sometimes he gives you many warnings. And I'm an example of that because before my walk started, Lord had been preparing me. And I noticed at a very young age that if I did something wrong, and I did things wrong, if I did something wrong, the Lord would check me. I didn't get away with a whole lot growing up. And that's kind of why I'm kind of the way I am. And it's not because I think I'm not bougie or pretentious or I think I'm better than everybody else. The Lord has kept me checked. The things that other people can get away with, I cannot. So I'm a product of the Lord really having a hand in my life. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful because what's about to go down based on the choices that people in the church, people who are supposed to be protectors, providers have made, going against their title and the responsibility they're supposed to have based on those titles, it's going to be so ridiculous. Put your seatbelts on, guys, and wait and watch. Because like I said, my God does not sleep, he does not slumber. And let me tell you, I'm a kind person. But the Lord has checked me so many times. The Lord has checked me so many times as a young person. I could tell you scenario after scenario after scenario. When I was young, the Lord checked me and I said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these close calls. And they weren't close calls. They were God's grace because it could have went another way. So people can look at me and say they wanna be me. They can look at me and say, who does she think she is? But you have no idea. You have no idea what it took to have the balls I have, to have the strength I have. This didn't just come like just the way that you see it. There's no book to read for what I have. It went through a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of God checking me, keeping me. This is not the first time I've been in a situation where I've been by myself. This has been like a thing I've gone through since childhood. I've had a lot of times where I sat by myself wondering, why is this happening to me? Why is it always me? Why doesn't it happen to that person? So people can look at me and say, she thinks she's this, she thinks like that, and I'm okay with that. You can assume anything you want because I got checked, and let me tell you something. You're all going to get checked. We all get checked. The Lord does not put new wine into old wineskins, right? And he's a potter, which means he molds and fashions us into his image. And no matter what religion you're in, the true almighty creator will deal with you. You don't have to serve him. You don't have to even believe he exists, okay? For him to check you. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Our values, our morals, and our standards globally, whether you're in the church or not, has totally gone out the window. We have none. There is no morals. There's no standards right now. People just do what the heck they want. And it's absolutely, it's disheartening, and I'm disgusted because I know this person. I know this person now. I don't know this person personally, but I know enough about this person, this young lady, to know what our society standard is. And I'm sad about it. And I'll tell you a little something. Based on how I present when I'm dressed up and ready to go out the house, I've had a lot of people assume that I'm just that same way. They don't get to know me. They don't, and the thing is, though, I thank God for that. Because if you're gonna look at me and assume based on what I look like that I'm that way, then you need to not even be in my life. And when I was younger, I used to continue to still invite people to my life, think because knowing that they felt that way or thought of me that way. But now that I'm older and wiser, if I discover that that's as deep as it's gonna be for you, then your best bet is to not even approach me. That is all with that. Because I can't even believe that my name and me as a person, and this is not a pride thing. This is about the things I've had to go through my life to become who I am. The, beyond what God did, the things that God directed me to go to university, to raise my kids on my own, to omit people who may have been in danger or a bad influence once I have my kids out of their life and raise them on my own. All those things were God directed, and it put me through the ringer. The Lord molded me and fashioned me through all these things I had to endure. So for someone to come into my spiritual situation and try and want to be me, believe me when you tell you that if this is what you is that what you want, God's gonna give that to you. You're gonna know what it took for me to become who I am. So it could either build you or it can destroy you. Let's see how it goes down for you. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I want to say. All I can tell you is this: I'm strong. I'm stronger than I ever have been before. And I'm strong because my foundation was pretty rocky. I've mentioned this before. I had parents that didn't really care much about me. And I'm starting to discover the reasons why they didn't. It doesn't matter why. The point is that as much as I was in a home and I was my basic needs were met, I wasn't cared for in the sense of nurture and instilling values and morals. I saw what I kind of assumed what the morals and values were based on what I like my living circumstance, but there was no one kind of coached me saying this is what it is and this is what to expect. I had to learn through trial and error, and that's unfortunate because when I started to work for the board, I made it a point to do the same thing to the kids that I would have wanted to happen to me. So I prepared them, I nurtured them, I coddled them a little bit. I gave them the love and the direction that I felt they might have been lacking in their own lives, or I felt as an adult that had them for 8 hours a day should be giving them. And what did that give me? That brought me jealousy. People were jealous. People were when they could have did the same thing. It's absolutely insane what I've had to go through. Anyway, our society, my point is that we have some heavy hitter demons roaming this earth right now, infesting people who are making decisions that are right now going to get them checked. Yeah, I'm sad about it, but I think the Lord is a lot. I feel so light and so free because I all my life I used to question what it is I did to allow or permit what happened to me to happen to me. And there were some people that I used to applaud on their way to the top, like applauding them, saying that hoping that they would do well. And I realized that those people just have no heart and just saw me as an opportunity to benefit in some kind of way in their own lives. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. I'm going to tell you one thing. You're going to see this on the news. And I knew when this first went down that it was going to be big, but now I really know it's going to be huge. For those of you wearing a poker face, I see right through it. And I'm so sad. I don't care if you don't like me. That's your problem. I'm just living my life. I really am. Have fun with the hate, right? Because hate is a spirit and it brings other demons. And all I'm going to say is I feel sorry for you. I really do. Anyway, thanks for listening. Until next time, guys, be blessed. I appreciate you. And remember, you're made marvelously. You're not a mistake. All right. Take care. Be blessed.